A Nightbeat starts right now.
Tonight, more questions about what law enforcement did and did not do inside the hallways of Uvalde's Robb Elementary. This as a gunman was locked inside of a classroom.
The Express News first reporting, and KSAT has confirmed tonight that at any given time, 2 to 13 DPS troopers were inside that school as the gunman killed 19 students and 2 teachers. I talked to State Senator Roland Gutierrez about 45 minutes ago. He tells me he has that information directly from DPS Director Stephen McGraw that DPS troopers were on the scene and in the school in Uvalde and apparently did nothing, even though some of them had ballistic shields. And McGraw regretted, quote, standing down. That's according to Gutierrez. The state senator who represents Uvalde says this raises many questions that no one's been able to answer so far, including why DPS didn't take over command on the shooting scene from Uvalde Police District Chief Pete Arredondo. Gutierrez has been very public in his calls for Governor Greg Abbott to call a special session on gun and mental health reform and on the lack of transparency and updates about the investigation. State Senator Roland Gutierrez will be our guest for our KSAT Q&A tomorrow, live during our 6 o'clock news.
Now, nationally, of course, the gun debate continues. The Senate now rolling out its own framework on gun reform, and it stands out from the House plan in a big way. The Senate's version does not raise the age limit to buy assault-style weapons from 18 to 21. Senator John Cornyn saying in a tweet, quote, the idea was rejected because other senators would not vote for the bill. And now another shooting survivor tonight is speaking out. A young mother who was shot in a road rage shooting on the northeast side back in December. She tells the Night Team's Lee Walden that the Senate's gun reform agreement just is not enough.
What do you want for your birthday?
Princess cake.
A princess cake.
Being the mom of a bubbly 3, almost 4-year-old is a handful, especially now that Rosalinda Menchaca is in a wheelchair.
I was shot 8 times.
Then 21-year-old Rosalinda was driving with her daughter Mariana, her daughter's father, and his brother on Schertz Road near Thousand Oaks in Wurzbach, December 1st. Police say she moved over to let another car pass. That's when someone inside opened fire.
When he put me on the stretcher, I started not to feel my legs and my feet.
She was 5 months pregnant. Her son Emiliano was born 7 days later. He didn't survive.
I'm blessed that I'm able to have my daughter, hold my daughter, hug my daughter, and have her here for her birthday. But what about all these other parents?
Rosalinda lost her spleen, some of her intestines, has rods in her spine, and her feet are paralyzed. She spent 31 days at BAMC and another 15 at Warm Springs Rehab. While Rosalinda's shooter has never been caught, the Robb Elementary shooting inspired her and her mom to start advocating for gun law changes.
18, you're allowed to buy a gun. I mean, you haven't even started your life yet.
We asked them if the Senate bipartisan agreement went far enough, increasing the background checks for people purchasing weapons under the age of 21, but not raising the age requirements.
No ifs, ands, or buts. There should be. It should be up.
And that's our prayer, is for there to be a stop on these gun violence, you know, and for the age to change.
Delaware Senator Chris Coons says he believes this agreement will become legislation and presented before the full Senate before July. As it stands now, enough Republicans have backed this agreement. It should have enough votes to pass the 60 votes needed to bypass a Senate filibuster. If someone flips, that goes out the window. Lee Waldman, KSAT 12 News.
San Antonio Archbishop Gustavo Garcia Sierra says he is, quote, greatly encouraged, end quote, by the bipartisan framework. The Archbishop has called for tougher gun laws since the Uvalde shooting. He says the dialogues in Congress, quote, must continue to keep our country moving forward, end quote. President Joe Biden has said if voters don't see the changes they expect, they should make their voices heard in the November midterm elections.
Nearly 3 weeks since the Uvalde school shooting, another child has been laid to rest. 10-year-old Tess Mata was known for her big smile. She loves softball and soccer. Her sister Faith spoke with ABC News last month, and she wants gun reform.
An 18-year-old kid can go and buy a rifle at 18 and take away those babies' lives, take away my sister's life. How is that possible?
Now, according to the Washington Post, little Tess was actually working on saving money because she wanted to help her family take a vacation to Disney World. Funerals for more victims will continue later on this week. We have those listed on KSAT.com.
Tess Mata, remember her name. The other big story tonight, San Antonio is sizzling. This is now our 13th triple-digit day, and it's affecting students in summer school.
Yeah, in one case, actually, class had to be cut short. It happened at South San ISD. This afternoon, the district confirmed its high school lost power, so parents had to go and pick up their kids. And school buses also had to begin their routes an hour and 15 minutes early. Now, while we speak about this heat, it was also a problem for a second grader at Northside ISD.
Yeah, after a school bus mix-up, that boy was found alone wandering in a busy intersection in the heat more than a mile away from his house. Now, we want to make it clear, the boy's okay. His mother wants to make sure this never happens again, though. She spoke with the night team's Camelia Juarez.
That was alarming. Jacoy Jacobs still can't believe it. Instead of being safe at home, her boy was alone, wandering along a busy intersection.
It trickles out that my son was found at Sonic on the main street, you know, semi-trucks passing by 55 miles per hour.
Today was Bashawn Payne's first day of summer school. The plan was for the school district bus to pick him up and drop him back off. Jacoy thought it was simple.
I wasn't worried because there was a precedent set. I just wanted to make sure all my T's were crossed and my I's were dotted.
But it went wrong from the beginning. The bus didn't pick up her son, so she drove him to Warnelli Elementary, where he was taking summer classes. That's where a bus was supposed to pick him up and take him home. Instead, Bashawn got on the wrong bus, and the bus dropped him off 4 miles away at Bolt Elementary, the school he attends during the regular school year. Bashawn walked away. Sometime later, Jacoy's phone rang. It was the district telling her Bashawn was with the police.
Yeah, my thought was like, where's my son, right? Because 20 minutes later, I thought he was at the school the whole time. But yeah, he got put into the cop car in a booster seat.
This is the intersection off of Petrenko Road where a parent found him nearly a mile away from his home campus.
Bashawn was reunited with his mother and he's okay. But the 7-year-old doesn't want to go to school tomorrow. The district apologized to Jacoy. It's reviewing school cameras to find out how Bashawn slipped through the cracks. But Jacoy still wants answers. She doesn't want any family to experience what her son went through. She's telling parents to put an ID card on their child's backpack. That way they can get help if they're lost. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, here's another reason this heat is concerning. Our conditions are just so dry. That's why flames spread so easily near the Wilson County-Bexar County line. You're looking at Floresville near FM 2579. About 80 acres burned in the early evening. Bexar County firefighters trying to keep it from getting worse. We don't know what caused it, but leaders are reminding everyone no outdoor burning is allowed. Meteorologist Sarah Spivey has been talking about just how dry it is outside.
Exactly. Now, Sarah, we mentioned this before. This is our 13th triple-digit day of the year. Is it too early on for this kind of thing?
Now, it's not out of the ordinary for us to see a triple-digit day here or there in June. But here's the thing. Throughout May and June, we have seen 13 100-degree days. And just for some comparison, back in 2009 and 2011, that's when we've seen the most triple-digit days on record, and records go back to 1885. We saw 59 triple-digit days, 2009, 57 in 2011, but by this point in 2009, 2011, we had only seen 3 triple-digit days. So we've already got 10 on 2009 and 2011 at this point. So it is entirely possible that by the end of the year, 2022 could go down as the year with the most triple-digit days. We'll just have to wait and see. And over the summer, really our only hope for rain is in the tropics. I'll talk about the tropics and the full weather here in just a bit. But for now, let's recap the day. 102 degrees in New Braunfels, 102 in Pleasanton, 105 in Del Rio, and 106 in Cotulla. Our average for the day, 92. So we're well above that. And we're going to continue to see very hot weather in the coming days. But coming up, I'll talk about the Saharan dust and the tropics. Stephanie, Steve.
Thank you, Sarah. Switching gears now. Right now, police need your help in finding this man, 19-year-old John Thomas Martin IV, accused of making a terroristic threat. Kerrville police actually sent out the alert. Officers are working with Kerr County Crime Stoppers to try to find him. If you have any information that can help them do that, you could get a $5,000 reward. The number to call, 830-896-TIPS.
Now, here's something else that you can help investigators with. This case here involves someone shooting at a car near North Star Mall. 2 women were killed. A third person is in critical condition, and the shooter's on the run. Police in Castle Hills say that shooting happened yesterday morning along Loop 410. Investigators spoke with people from nearby businesses to get information.
We're currently working with those managers, owners of the businesses to recover that surveillance video. Some leads that have come in, we're researching those as well.
19-year-old Deanne Thomas and 18-year-old Kennedy Brazil were killed. The third victim in this case has not been identified.
It's still ahead on the Nightbeat, a threat at a gay pride event. A group with Texas ties arrested. It has now led to questions as San Antonio prepares for pride celebrations here. What local organizers are telling us. It's next on the Nightbeat. Law enforcement on heightened alert. The Department of Homeland Security issuing a warning recently about a potential increase in extremist violence fueled by recent mass shootings, abortion rights, and the midterm elections. But there are also challenges that are popping up at pride events. Just this weekend, 31 people arrested on charges of conspiracy to riot at a pride event in Idaho. A smoke grenade also confiscated. The suspects wearing masks and shin guards. Investigators think they are members of the right-wing extremist group Patriot Front. Some of those members traveled from Texas. In California, police say a group of 5 men believed to be with the Proud Boys disrupted an LGBTQ event for kids at a library.
So those arrests in Idaho had some people asking questions about security at pride events happening right here in San Antonio. 2 of those events are this week. On Friday, the San Antonio Zoo is going to host a night out at the zoo. It's happening from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The president and CEO of the zoo is saying that the zoo is working with San Antonio police, park police, their own security personnel, and off-duty officers. Now, on Saturday, for the first time ever, San Antonio is going to have a river pride parade. Visit San Antonio is organizing that event, and it's working with the San Antonio Police Department to make sure that it's safe for everyone. It includes the historic La Villita district and Riverwalk downtown. Also, mark your calendars for this one. There's going to be a traditional Pride Parade and Festival on June 25th. Pride SA says it's working with the San Antonio Police, Alamo College's police, and the Sheriff's Office. Security is going to search through everyone's bags at Crockett Park. In a statement, Pride SA said, quote, that anyone who plans on wearing some kind of costume will have to get prior clearance and inspection before entering Crockett Park or participating in the parade, end quote.
Take a look outside right now, 83 degrees, but man, we are just piling up these 100-degree days.
We are, and we're probably going to add a few more by the week's end as well. Although there might be a couple of days in there where temperature tops off at 99. But really, what's the difference between 99 and 100? It really feels a lot like the same outside, just plain old hot. All right, let's take a look at how we stacked up today. Here's today's almanac. Temperatures are going to top off at 101 for the high today. That was the high temperature out there. That was a record, ties the record set back in 1911 and more recently in 2008. So a hot day, almost 10 degrees above average. Outside right now, though, the air quality is a little unhealthy for those who are sensitive to it. And the reason why is because we've got some Saharan dust in the air. I'm sure you noticed that haze on the horizon. It also makes for nice orangish hue to the horizon. Here's where that Saharan dust is right now, and here's where it's headed. We deal with this every year. Every summer, we get this plume of Saharan dust coming in. It really just puts a haze on the horizon. Tomorrow, especially in the morning, we'll have a moderate plume of that Saharan dust on the horizon, so you'll notice that out there. And again, light allergy-like symptoms for those who are sensitive to it. By Wednesday morning, it'll thin out a bit, but once again, Wednesday afternoon, and especially on Thursday, that plume will become more dense. By Friday, we see it lighten up, and over the weekend, it'll temporarily be out of the area. But again, these plumes come and go. So we'll continue to keep you updated. We love this graphic that shows that potential plume model. It's really helpful this time of year for those of us who are a bit sensitive to the dust. Outside right now, it's 83 degrees, but check out those winds, okay? Winds are sustained at 20 miles an hour, and already tonight we've had wind gusts of up to 35 miles per hour. You can hear that wind outside in many cases, and looking at the day tomorrow, we're going to have wind gusts of up to 30 to 35 miles per hour. So while that may be a nuisance for some folks, it is going to provide a little bit of relief from the heat in the shade with those gusty winds. All right, here's our heat high. It has moved off to the east. You can see it very clearly there with all of the rain going up and over this heat high. And the reason why we're not at 105 today like we were yesterday is because this heat high has moved off to the east. But it's still going to be hot. This is going to be the main weather driver over the next few days for us. So we're going to stay close to 100 just about every day over the next 7 days, with the exception of Wednesday, when we'll be a whopping 1 degree cooler. We'll be at 99 degrees for the high on Wednesday. All in all, much warmer than average. We'll be adding on to that triple digit tally for sure. So this time of year, one of our hopes for rain is often in the tropics. And there is an area of disorganized storms that has about a 40% chance of becoming a tropical depression or greater. But it's not going to affect us in South Central Texas, unfortunately. If it does develop, it would bring some rain and some tropical conditions to areas in Mexico, but unfortunately not in South Central Texas. So although we could have a coastal shower or two Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, our rain chances are just not good, especially for healthy rain. So that's not good news for us, unfortunately. Tomorrow, Tuesday, what we'll be doing is we'll be waking up at 78 degrees with some clouds. There are some clouds out there right now. Get your stuff done in the morning. It's going to be muggy, but not hot in the morning hours. 91 degrees at noon and 101 for the high temperature. Again, it's going to be windy, gusts up to 35. Elsewhere, we'll have 100 in New Braunfels, 101 in Castroville, 101 in Pleasanton, 101 in Hondo, 99 in Helotes, in the mid to upper 90s in the hill country. That's some good news about living in the higher elevations. Get to shave off a couple of degrees from those temperatures. Otherwise, that Saharan dust is going to be with us through Friday. It'll be windy too. So we were talking earlier about that grass fire on the Wilson and Bexar County line.
Yes.
Those winds can cause fires to spread rapidly too, even though humidity will be higher over the coming days as well.
You know, I'm looking at Sunday and I'm thinking Father's Day. There will still be diehard fathers out there grilling.
Of course there will.
100-degree days.
You must.
I may or may not be one of them. I'm just saying there will be people out there.
Breaking a sweat.
That's
Hopefully
right.
your wife is going to get you one of those, like, those neck fans, you know? They're big. I'll talk to her.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, the Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors. This was a pivotal Game 5 here. And when is the last time you can remember them ever winning when Steph Curry did not make a single three-pointer, 0 for 9. In fact, the last time that happened was November of 2018, but they still rally after a very difficult third quarter. Also, we come back, Phil Mickelson confronted by controversial comments. Coming up. The pivotal Game 5 of this year's NBA Finals tipped off tonight at the Chase Center in San Francisco. Boston versus Golden State. Warriors take control right out of the gates. Andrew Wiggins blocks Jaylen Brown from behind, starting the break on the other end as Draymond Green fakes a pass, drives for the two-handed jam. It's 12-4 Golden State. Celtics trying to keep pace. Jason Tatum knocks down the turnaround elbow jumper. Boston trails 27-16 after one. Second quarter now, Warriors pull away. Wiggins drives inside, gets the basket to fall, count it, and one. He's got 16 points in the first half alone, and it's 37-26 Golden State. Then with 30 seconds left in the half, Steph Curry weaves his way to the basket for the lay-in. Warriors in control, up now, 51-39 at the break. Third quarter, Celtics come out hot from distance. Tatum knocks down his third three-pointer of the quarter to cut the lead all the way down to one. Then Al Horford drains a triple. The Celtics take their first lead of the game, 58-55 at one point. The Warriors had missed 14 straight three-pointers, but at the third quarter buzzer, Otto Porter Jr. banks in a three to give Golden State a 75-74 lead heading into the fourth quarter. And the Warriors carry that momentum into the fourth. Klay Thompson gets free from Marcus Smart for a wide-open three. It's good for an 8-point lead. Thompson finished with 21. Wiggins led the team with 26. Golden State outscores Boston 29-20 in the fourth to win 104-94. The Warriors now lead the series 3-2. Up next will be Game 6. They'll have to fly all the way back to Boston for Thursday's tip-off at 8 o'clock live right here on KSAT 12. The Texas Longhorns are headed to the College World Series after 2 rain delays in a game that wasn't decided until early this morning. The first rain delay pushed the start time from 3 to 4 p.m. in Greenville, South Carolina, as the Longhorns took on East Carolina in the Greenville Super Regional. But the second rain delay was a doozy, pushing the game all the way back until after 9 p.m. And after the weather let up, the Longhorns bats did not. Raining runs. Ivan Melendez got the ball rolling, so to speak, with a 3-run blast to open up the barrage that was part of a 4-0 lead when lightning struck, literally forcing the second delay. But the Longhorns didn't let up when play resumed. Trey Faltine and Silas Ardoin both had home runs as East Carolina goes through 9 pitchers in the Horns' 11-1 round, advancing to the College World Series for the 38th time in school history.
This team is so built for anything that's thrown at us. We've known it since the start of the season with all the adversity that we faced. So honestly, we handled it exactly how we would handle it, just calm, relax, but knew what we needed to do, turn the switch back on when we needed to, and go back out there and keep putting that pressure on them, and that's what we did.
All right, Texas will next play Notre Dame, who knocked off #1 seeded Tennessee Friday at 6 o'clock. Phil Mickelson's first press conference since a controversy he created with his own words. Next. For the first time since his controversial comments during the formation of the Live Tour, Phil Mickelson faced the cameras today prior to playing in the U.S. Open Championship this weekend. By some accounts, one of the biggest stars in the PGA Tour looked ashamed for most of the 30-minute press conference that included a question centered around his most controversial comment when Lefty announced his participation in the Saudi Arabian-backed tour meant to challenge the PGA, offering golf stars massive amounts of upfront money to play in tournaments that are only 54 holes long and fewer tournaments. But when asked his relationship with a league backed by Saudi Arabians following the 9/11 attacks in 2001, where 15 of the 19 hijackers were Saudis, Mickelson said, quote, "They are scary." You can fill in the blank. "We know they're killed Washington Post reporter and U.S. resident Jamal Khashoggi and have a horrible record on human rights. They execute people over there for being gay. Knowing all of this, why would I even consider it? Because this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reshape how the PGA Tour operates." End quote. Listen to his response to this question today.
The 9/11 families sent you and others a letter alluding, of course, to Osama bin Laden and the 15 of 19 hijackers that the Saudis, of course, sent, and that they say now you are a partner with them and you appear to be pleased in your business with them. Terry Strada is the person, of course, who wrote this letter, and her husband got on the plane in Boston that flew into the World Trade Center. And they say the deaths of your fellow Americans.
No, I've read all that. Is there a question in there?
Yes, there is. How do you explain to them, not to us, but to them, what you've decided to do?
I would say to the Strada family, I would say to everyone that has lost loved ones, lost friends in 9/11, that I have deep empathy for them. I can't emphasize that enough. I have the deepest of sympathy and empathy for them.
The problem with what people have with that comment is it's not an apology.
No.
And this is something people want and need to hear from him if he's ever going to be able to rejoin the PGA Tour at any level.
Yeah.
Among other things.
Exactly.
My guess is PR person's probably going to release one soon.
I would hope, but that's certainly not an apology.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
I want to end tonight by showing you this beautiful picture from Skywatcher on our KSAT Connect feature on our app. This is what the Saharan dust does. Makes for gorgeous sunsets, of course, some allergy-like symptoms there as well. Thanks, Skywatcher. Taking a look at the rest of the forecast, we'll have that dust through Friday. It's going to be 100 degrees, nor near 100 degrees just about every day over the next 7 days. Only a 10% chance for a stray shower here or there, and it's going to stay windy through Thursday as well.
I wonder if Skywatcher's first name is Luke.
You would love that.
That would be great.
You would love that.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for us here. Don't forget that Good Morning San Antonio starts at 4:30.
Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Stay cool.